Ooh, mini chest. Ooh, and it's packed with goodies. Absolutely packed. Alright, so we're getting pretty deep down in here, but we need to keep going deeper. We've got to find some redstone before we can truly get anything started. These skeletons have been sneaking up on me all day. Oh dear. It's now dark. Alright, we want a torch there. Torches go there, there. Make sure they're on the right wall. Preferably not on ores. And keep harvesting materials. Ooh, fiery viz. No room for the fiery viz? Ah, I know. I'll just eat the zombie flesh. Now I've got room. Wonderful. Put the chicken in there. Alright. Well, if that's any indication, that means that all of my bags have become completely full. And that's no good. I can't hold more stuff. I really wanted to get some redstone before I was forced to the surface. Unfortunately, it seems that is not so. Well, I guess we're just going to have to make a second trip down here into the dungeons whenever the time permits. Let us return to the surface, victorious with our spoils. I am now much farther within the bowels of the earth than I would really like to be at this point. However, the need for redstone has forced me to descend much farther than I normally would with my current storage space. For without the redstone itself, I cannot actually do anything. No mods can be begun under the Industrial Revolution. So I stand before the gods at their complete mercy, with only a small supply of redstone, in the hopes that I may escape this cave. 22 should do it. But now I have to get out. And something lurks in the dark. Something unhappy. Something very unhappy. Ah! And with nothing more than that quick little sprint, I have made my way to my candles, or torches, or thingies, and... Hello, Mr. Rat. No, none for you. None for you! Alright, should be right. Ah, here it is. Alright, and freedom is achieved. I wasn't sure if I was going to get out of there okay or not. Got a little bit of redstone, and I believe I've also got plenty of tin and copper. There's about a stack of copper there, a stack of iron, about a stack of tin, and a bit of redstone. Should be enough to get everything started and kicked off. I also remembered this time to actually bring some flint to the surface. Go figure. I forget that one a lot. Hello, Mr. Zombie. Nope, no flesh today. Thanks, I'm good. Alright, torches on the left, torches on the left. Then we go up here. To freedom we go. Oh dear. It appears to be nighttime outside. Perhaps we should wait until day, especially considering the fact that I can hear an ogre. Okay, the morning has come. Let us begin our trek back to the base camp. Some dolphins and a few skeletons running to the water because of the sunshine. A wonderful, glorious day, and there's even some cows around. Very nice. I'm definitely going to need that steak. Wooden ties. Those are easy to make. Ah, and a sheep. How convenient. Let's use these shears to get some of the wool from him, considering I've already got a slot being used. Thank you, Mr. Sheep. You're ever so nice. Lots of cows and animals around. I should probably find some wheat and start a breeding program. That's probably my next step. But let's make sure the sugarcane grows, yes? Forever will the immense needs of sugarcane for Thaumcraft coat the riverbanks with growths of the green reeds. Now, by default, the first thing I'm going to do is upgrade the furnace. This upgrade is useful as it increases the speed and the efficiency of the furnace, and later it will allow me to simply pick up the iron furnace and upgrade it some more into some very useful industrial craft furnaces. So we'll just plunk this guy back down here, stick the charcoal back in it, and get to work smelting a few things. So first off, I'm going to need 4 bits of tin ore. So we'll just stick that in there and get it smelting. While it's doing that, I'm going to use my wood to make another chest in order to store the ores. Okay. Okay, now that that's been sorted, going to need a few other things, like rubber, for instance. So let's get ourselves a tree tab, and I've already marked out a location where I located a few rubber trees earlier. Also, there's an obelisk and some great wood trees over there. So while we're there, we're going to harvest them as well. And we've also found a nice buck. Let's try and kill it. Ah, look at that. And apparently I got pork chops. Go figure. Okay, so we've located our nice rubber trees. We'll whip out the tree tab here and look around a little bit. There we go. A little bit of resin. Not very much. We're going to need quite a bit to get started, though. So, knock off these leaves here and hopefully get some saplings out of this deal. Well, let's let that decay then. Ah, here we go. Another spot. Now then, a single piece of resin. Not the greatest in the world, but with that sapling, I can now use bone meal to grow more trees back at home, which means I can cut these ones down. Ah, and look at that. Another spot of resin hiding in the trunk, and that one actually had a few pieces in it. So, let's cut this tree down, and don't forget, you can occasionally get resin simply cutting down the tree. Like so. Also, the tree chopping mod, tree capitator, whatever it's called, doesn't quite work with all woods. Oh well, no big deal. Alright, so I've got 2 rubber tree saplings and a little bit of sticky resin. I could have liked some more, so I've spotted another tree over here on the other side of this pool, and I'm going to head over there and see if I can't get a little bit more so I can actually get something started. An interesting thing to note about these spots of resin is if you only tap them once, that little spot there remains, and if you leave it alone, it will eventually replenish its resin. However, you can tap it again, get a little bit more resin, but the hole will disappear, usually. Alright, so let's chop these ones down, try to get a few more saplings before I head back. Okay, the sun is setting, so it's time to be nice and quick about this. I've got 6 rubber tree saplings, which should be sufficient for now, but before I leave, I want to collect a little bit of this great wood tree, because these logs can be used to increase the efficiency of my production and utilization of various Viz crystals. So, I'm going to collect a little bit of this, and then run back to my home base. Upon my return, I immediately planted the saplings of the rubber tree, and they will grow here pretty quickly. Now, first off, I'm going to need a total of 7 pieces of sticky resin. So I'm just going to stick the sticky resin into the iron furnace, and it will make for me some wonderful rubber. Good stuff. Now, this isn't really enough to get started, but it is enough for me to get a generator going. So we'll let that work away, and we'll return in a moment when I have the supplies to truly begin Industrial Craft 2. And last but certainly not least, the 9 iron ingots I have need to be smelted again in order to produce refined iron. That is crucial in many of the machines for Industrial Craft 2. Alright, and with the 9 refined iron we can begin. First of all, use 8 pieces and make a machine block. Also, use 8 pieces of cobblestone to make a furnace. Now, we're going to need some copper cabling, so we're going to arrange the copper in a line like so and make some. A little bit of rubber applied to the uninsulated copper cable makes regular copper cable. 6 pieces of copper cable, 1 refined iron, and 2 pieces of redstone will make you an electronic circuit. This won't be used quite yet, but it will be used in a minute, and we're going to need some other things before we can actually make that. 4 pieces of tin, 2 pieces of redstone, and 1 copper cable gets you a rechargeable battery. The battery, the machine block, and a furnace creates a generator. This is your first and primary source of energy in Industrial Craft 2. So, What would you do with the generator? Well, look at my tutorial videos if you want to know that. I'm actually going to skip right over the generator and go for a geothermal generator, because as you will recall, there is a nice spot of lava right over there. So, in order to do that, I'm going to need to smelt up a little bit more tin, and some more copper, and a good bit more iron, too. Okay, whipped up a little bit more refined iron. Let's make another machine block. That electronic circuit comes in now. 2 pieces of cobblestone and 3 pieces of flint makes 1 macerator. This is a wonderful component. Every piece of ore you stick in the macerator, you get 2 dust. And not only can dust be used for convenient things like combining tin and copper to make bronze, but you can also get every single one of those dusts turned into an ingot, which is great because it means you get twice as much ore for your money. Alright, so get some more tin going there. I want to make a bat box, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, we want to make a lava generator, or geothermal generator, actually. First, you're going to need some tin cells. Just arrange 4 pieces of tin like so. It's like a bucket, but with 1 more on the top. We're going to need 2 cells, that generator, 2 pieces of refined iron, and some glass that I forgot to smelt! Well, we're waiting for that. Let's make that bat box. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to need 3 batteries. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and fail. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I completely failed again! Oh my word, my brain is not in the right place today. There we go. 3 copper cables. 3 of those. Split that, split that. There we go. 3 batteries. 3 batteries across the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of wooden planks, and 1... Uh-oh. That probably has to be insulated, doesn't it? I need to go find myself another bit of sticky resin. So let's make another tree tap and go get some. Not bad. 3 of them. That'll do. Also, bunny rabbit! Where were we? Ah, yes. Need to cook up that sticky resin. I've got the glass now, though. So, let's make that geothermal generator. No, not a bucket, a generator. There we go. 2 refined iron, 4 pieces of glass, and 2 empty cells. 1 geothermal generator. This wonderful piece of technology will provide you with endless supplies of power. All you need to do is find a deadly lake of lava. Let's get it started, shall we? Well, to do that, we're going to need some lava for it first, aren't we? These uninsulated cables will do for now when it comes to transferring power, but remember to steer clear of them when they're operating, or they will zap you real good. Also, considering the fact that I'm going to have a bat box here in a second, there's no need for that little piece of cable. Ah, there we go. Let's take that cable instead and use it to make said bat box. Uh-oh, I need more wood. I didn't leave enough. There we go. 5 pieces of wood, 3 batteries, and an insulated cable. 1 bat box. Now be careful when putting these down before you have some bronze, without which you can't change the orientation or pick this back up safely. So I'm going to be nice and careful here and make sure I got a good angle. Boom! We got the cable facing the right way. Perfect. Now then, over to get some lava! One nice thing about these tin cells is that you can just right-click with them in order to retrieve lava straight from the source. It's not a very quick operation. There is a cooldown on the right-click. It has to do with the coding. Now the great thing about the geothermal generator is that it can produce nearly 4 times the energy of a generator. And not to mention the fact it has a greater storage for power. Whoa, wow, look at that. It ate all those lava cells. And that's a lot of energy that it's going to be able to put out. But it also has the advantage of not ever wasting anything. If there's nowhere for the energy to go, well, then the lava does not get used. So, with that, the macerator now has power. Time to put it to work. We'll start with a little bit of iron, because everybody knows we need more iron. Oh dear, that hurt. I was not far enough away from that cable. I'm sorry, Mr. Bunny Rabbit. That was my bad. I should get some more rubber to fix that, but I don't have any left. And in the interest of not shocking myself to death, I've made 3 more refined iron and 2 regular iron ingots. The insulation cutters can be used to place and remove insulation on bare cables. And just like that, the cable is now safe. I can stand on this thing, and I won't get shocked. Isn't that right, Mr. Bunrabbit?